I know you have just a short while because you have a game to prepare for tonight, but I wanted to talk to you about Pierre Lacroix, obviously getting inducted to the Hockey Hall of Fame this weekend, the architect of 2 Stanley Cup teams. Take me back to the first time that you guys met. What were your first impressions of Pierre?
He was very calm, and he had a lot of presence. Like when you walk in a room, he walked in the room with, classy guy, but he carried that, which was good for us, a team like ours, with a great core, and there's a lot of good players in there, and he was able to be that principal figure, but calming, and we knew he had our back, but we also knew it was his job to hold us accountable, and we knew he was going to go out there and do the right thing to help us win, whether he had to make a hard trade or come down and have a conversation with us.
I've heard a lot about how he incorporated family in his approach to management. Can you tell me about how he valued your family?
Well, all our families. I mean, they were always there when our kids were born. A lot of players, their families are in different countries or, far away. And Coco and Pierre always were there for us. Even when your kids got sick or something happened to a family member, they'd be the first one in the room and to see them. And I'll never forget that. And, I went to Vegas with my young family at the end of the year and stayed at Lake Las Vegas. I didn't realize Pierre had a place out there. And he ran into my kids in the pool, and he sat there for an hour playing with them, and he was genuine. So he loved kids. He loved all our families, and I think that was part of his recipe, connecting the families and the wives with a tough schedule, and us having a good team going deep for 10 years in the playoffs. He did a really good job keeping it balanced for us.
How did his desire to win lead you to 2 Stanley Cup teams and an Avs group over the years that was at the top of the standings, at least for over a decade?
Yeah, I mean, he came in, there's a transition in the Lindros trade, which he wasn't there for that, but it started to get better in Quebec, and he recognized it, so we moved to Colorado. I'm not sure we would have got Waugh in that trade if we stayed in Quebec City with the rivalry with Montreal, but we were in Colorado. We were able to get that goal. It must have been a tough decision for him because Fissette was having a great season, but I think that was the piece. And not only making that trade for Waugh, but Mike Keane came along with that, and Keener was like Pierre recognized he's one of the best leaders that played. And that's what our young locker room needed, another guy like Mike Keane and Waugh to bring in that winning attitude. They knew how to win, and Pierre recognized that. It was a great trade.
Did his treatment of you over the years have any influence on your decision to plant roots in Colorado after your time as a player?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think when you plant roots, it's more of when you get a chance or have an opportunity to play with in one spot for a long time. Your kids are born there, and that probably happens, naturally or organically. And I think Pierre, though, I think it's the winning. He helped us win, and he was a big part of it. Like you said, he made the right moves at the right time for us.
And looking at a weekend like this might be a unique way of looking at it too, but the construction of those teams that you were on led you to some of your lifelong friends.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about what it's like getting the opportunity to reconnect with some of these people that you grew so close to?
Well, that's a great question. I mean, you look at like coaching now, young guys, everyone's making the money, and there's so much branding going on in social media, and even when I played, you didn't have to be friends with everyone. Everyone's so different, but when you have a chance to win a Stanley Cup, and we did with Pierre, and he always said to us, "Hey, you win a cup, you're friends for life," and we were able to win 2 together, and it's amazing. There's so many all kinds of people you play with from all over the world, and you might not go fishing with one guy, but when you win a cup, you got something special, and you'd have his back for life, and that's what we try to instill this in these young groups now coming up that we don't want it to be so individual, though that's what's happening, right, with the sports world. But Pierre was a big part of that. So was Joe Sakic. I mean, and Waugh, all those guys were part of understanding that if we can win together, we're going to have those relationships for life. And that's why so many people showed up for Pierre's deal. It's too bad he's not here to see it, but it's a special moment. It's well-deserved. We're all excited that this happened for his family, too.
And I know you're short on time, so we'll wrap it up there, but I think that's perfect.